Hey Mike, how are you?
Good, good.
Malik back in the lineup tonight, just what's the expectation for him tonight? Any minutes restriction, and just how nice is it for him to be back?
No minutes restriction. Obviously, it's great to have him back to give our team a boost. He always gives us a boost on both ends of the floor, so to have him back is great.
Hey Mike, this team leads the league in steals, second in blocks, top defensive rating. What type of challenge do they present to you guys, and what do you guys kind of have to do to respond to that?
They're extremely active. They play very, very, very hard. Long arms, always in the lanes. So we got to take care of the ball. Last handful of games or so, we haven't done a great job of that. And so we got to keep the game simple by, if you feel a defender coming, or you draw a second defender, or sometimes a third, because they'll send more than one guy to help. You got to get off it. But in doing that, our spacing has to be right. You got to make yourself available if your guy leaves you to go help or anything like that. So our spacing's got to be good. You got to keep the game simple by making quick, simple decisions. Once we draw a second defender, we're gonna have to box out because they crash the glass hard. Their first, in drives. So we got to make sure that we protect the paint. They have very, very good players, starting with SGA and Williams, and so they pose a lot of problems with the way they play and the personnel that they have.
Hey Mike, you guys have had success against this team in the past. It's the first time you're going to see him with Hartenstein, only the second time he's played for them all year. Do you feel like he adds any sort of new aspects to this team that they haven't had previously?
Yeah, he's Chet obviously is a long, versatile, shot blocking big. They can do a lot of things offensively. Hartenstein, he's a big boy. He plays extremely hard. He's athletic. He hits the offensive glass. He makes that paint difficult to score in, just like Chet. But he's just a bigger, thicker, stronger version of him, and so it gives them a level of versatility to where they can play a lot of different ways.
I don't remember, Mike, if you touched on this.
Yeah, I thought the threes that he took, I thought he was open. I thought they were really, really good shots. So he's got to keep shooting those. But if they close out hard on him, or he has an ability to make a quick decision, like a snap drive, then do it, because he's strong, he's long, and he's athletic. And I'm not saying he could beat Jay Williams, but you look at him, he's big, he's long, he's strong, he's athletic, he can shoot the three. But when he drives, it's a straight line drive, and it's through your thigh. And I thought Keegan tried to do that last night, and I told him, I said, I don't care if you get 3 charges a game, you go to that rim to dunk. And I thought he tried to do that last night, so that was a lot of fun to see.
Hi Mike, the team have been 3 of the last 9, 3-6, 3 wins, 6 losses, and the wins have been against teams that are not in great shape. I mean, Phoenix are amazing, but they were without KD and they've lost basically almost all the games without him, and the other one was against Utah. What do you think is the problem right now, and what are you guys doing to change it?
The first thing is we weren't in great shape either. We had DeMar and Thomas and Malik miss a handful of games, and so that elevated other guys in roles. That's the first thing. And then secondly, we have to keep finding our way. One of the things that we talked about is, and I talked about this a little bit with you guys, I think yesterday or the day before, but in the first half, the way we're defending, our defensive rating is not good. We're 25th or 26th in the NBA, giving up 117 points a game in the first half. And that means it's either a close ball game or we're down at halftime, and we go in and we talk about adjustments and playing harder and this and that, and our second half defense all year has been pretty good. We're 6th in the NBA. If you just look at second half defense, and our defensive rating is at like 106 or 105. So that to me, it's not necessarily a personnel thing, because we're pretty much playing the same guys in the first half as we are in the second half. What it does show me, and hopefully the rest of the guys on the team, is it's a sense of urgency thing. We can't ease into games thinking that it's just going to happen. And one thing you can't always control is whether or not the ball goes in or not. But what you can control is your sense of urgency with the things that you need to do defensively in order to get stops to make it hard on your opponent from the beginning. And if you can do that for closer to 48 minutes instead of just the second half, we're going to give ourselves a better chance to win more ball games.
Anyway, 44-9 in bench points last night. You've had a few games here and there. Keon had a big one. Trey had a couple nice games. But how much are you looking at ways to just get more from your bench, and then obviously how much does getting Malik back help you with that?
I think you've answered part of it right there. Is Malik is a big part of what our bench production does, and it's not just Malik coming in and scoring. His presence on the floor, his ability to make not just for himself but for others too, and the attention that he draws makes the game easier for a lot of guys. And so to have that back will help everybody else in a lot of different categories on the offense end of the floor.
Mike,
Of both, James. If you're not playing at the level that you think you need to play at, you're always, whether it's 8 and 9, even 8 and 8 or 8 and 7. You're constantly saying, okay, well, how can I help them be better? Is the pick and roll? Maybe we got to change the pick and roll coverage. Maybe we got to change this offensively. Maybe we got to simplify this. But it's my job to continue searching. But you have to be careful, because you don't want to panic and do something just because something's not going right. You want to give things an opportunity to marinate a little bit, and so there's no real science to the exact time where you make a major change offensively or a major change defensively or a major change in a rotation pattern, but you do have to look at that when you don't feel like that you're playing at the level that you should be playing at as a group all the time, no matter what your record is.
Hey Mike, what's going on? Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
When Hartenstein's not in the ballgame, OKC's got certain lineups that basically are small ball. What kind of special challenges does that present at the defensive end for us?
Man, they're going to get out and run, and they're going to all run to different spots. So, we can't just think that we're going to run back to our guy because they all basically seem like they're shooting over 40% from the three, and they jack up a lot of threes in transition. They score at a high volume and a high efficiency in transition. So it starts there. Don't be fooled by the offensive glass neither. Just because they're quote unquote small, that doesn't mean that you can turn and go get the rebound, because they're extremely athletic. They're extremely aggressive on the offensive glass, and they go. And so we're still going to have to, even at a higher level, put bodies on bodies. And then, at the end of the day, we're going to, because they got two of the best drivers in the game, in Williams and SGA, and not one guy is going to be able to stop those guys. So it's going to have to be 5 guys guarding the basketball, which means that they're going to have to be in their positions to straight, but knowing how and when to recover, to contest with a sense of urgency from the jump.
Thanks everyone.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Coach.